Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I have my fucking whatever it's called. The thing on the bed that you sleep with. True. Blanket. I have
Okay.
my blanket, and I'm cozy as fuck. And now I'm locked in.
Now I need tea. Okay. So, guys, what do you think about the drafts? Of course, I have talked about this before the game, but
I think it's completely unplayable, and my coach failed. No, I'm joking.
that will be in the
Oh
video.
fuck me, these coaches are fucking shit new.
I think I think we hard won draft, to be honest. I feel like they
I
can't really play if we play like you.
Okay, so like in separation, maybe. What do you say? And then,
Top lane is nothing ever happens. Mid lane has prio. Bot lane
it's kind of
probably
rough in the
gets a
beginning.
little pushed in and sad, but then they'll outscale.
I don't know where to put that. Let's put it here. Okay. And what do you say about the combinations?
Top jungle, nothing happens. Top mid can do a lot of things. Rakan wants to join top mid with their place.
I need my fucking dog shit, I feel just
Okay.
Preach.
Any like interactions that are important, patterns that you will look for in team fights or in fights, any sort of.
the key spell is
I
for most
mean,
champs. This can be Poppy W now. Or like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, basically. Obviously Jinx traps and stuff is worth looking out for, but not really something.
Skarner positioning in general is very important because you'll just either wall and pop someone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you don't have like the insta CC for him to stop him as well. All of your CCs are like either delayed or need to be casted or something. So okay, now I'll just summarize all the things that you just said, and this is like also if someone wants to get better with like drafting or analyzing the team comps, then again you look for the isolation matchups. How is it on top lane? It is survivable on scaling, but of course Poppy might have some sort of better lane. Maybe you will get a better recall, but nothing to really worry about. Wukong Skarner jungle matchups most likely are not really affecting that much. Of course, there are some times that are super aggressive, that they are invading, and then you need to be careful about these. If this is like the common matchup on jungle, in many cases it won't be so important. But for Wukong, it's very important to have an ultimate, and that's why this champion also works pretty similar as Nocturne, like in terms of like his game plan for the first few minutes. Mid lane matchup, typical control mage. As I was saying, after evolving your E, it's gonna be much easier for you to fight for the prio. It is possible for you to on the first levels to poke him. He is able to fight for the prio, but he picked the rise into you. It's not like super comfortable matchup, but it's
I
not
think
also
Victor
something
kind
that
of,
is.
and it's like skill matchup, but I think it's like slightly Victor favored because Rice goes out of mana way faster than Victor does.
Yeah. So most likely, yeah, exactly. Um, and the bot lane, as Philip said, is just hard on the first few levels. I think that later on, if they don't have the cleanse, it's for you quite easy to engage on them with your ultimate W, and if you have the right weapons on Aphelios. Good thing to mention is the spell that is on Aphelios because it's the ghost, not the barrier. So like the early trades are going to be also a bit worse for you as a bot lane. And as you said, you are quite capable of just dropping Aphelios and playing with your Wukong, but you can as well play with your Wukong for the bot lane and play with your ultimates to just catch the Karma or Jinx, and it should be alright as well. What are the plans for the first few waves, for the first clear of all of the champions matchups that you see here?
Like, did you ask what's the plan for the first few levels?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What do you think about top lane? Considering how the champion works, etc.
I'm not sure if anything is actually gonna happen top like the first levels. It's kinda just a waiting game now. Like
Yeah. I think that because of the fact that Poppy is able to trade back better, it's gonna be harder for Ornn to keep the prio, even though his all abilities are AoE. But what I would like expect from this lane is that the Poppy is gonna be doing better. So the first levels, I would not expect to like anything be happening there, but as well I would not expect my Ornn to be able to do anything on the map or with the lane. So like this is also a thing for your jungler to think about. That from top lane it's gonna be hard to get something there. On mid lane, I sounded like I want to answer that.
On the mid lane. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Okay, on mid lane, it's hard to judge in terms of like how real like in game how much will he put in like wave clear and how much you will put. But of course, you can say for yourself, and if you say that you want to have the prio and like you always have to fight for the prio, but not always you want to have like the prio. Sometimes you just don't want to give like all the lane. You just want to fight for it, even though you know that he has the advantage on the lane. So I think that on the first levels, as Freddy said, he might have problems with mana, but he might be able to to push if he will really like invest his resources into the wave, not into trading with Victor. So also the task for Victor is to use his E as best as possible and hit the minions casters and Rise as well, and just poke the Rise as much as possible. So after a while, you might be able to just get the prio on lane by just fighting him with better HPs. So this is also something to think about. But in like even matchups, sometimes it's hard to judge. The same goes like two ranges versus two ranges on bot lane. It's hard to judge what's gonna be the outcome because you don't know how the enemy will play. But you just know you have to like be aware what you want to do. On bot lane, this is not a big thing because like you have the like first of all, affiliate for level one is super bad. Double range versus one range for one melee, and Karma is super strong as well. So it's obvious that if they have the total control of the lane and they want, like, they can do whatever they want in the first waves. And the question is how they are gonna play with that. So again, for your jungler, I think in that game he's not able to do much about the map, because the problem is, as I said, nothing on top lane, nothing on bot lane, maybe something with mid lane, but like not too much. And this is a good thing to spot where the jungler is coming because he can adjust as well his pathing. And I think in this particular game, the best pathing is the one that is the fastest to level 6, so he's able to play the game. So starting with the small camp here, to just let them respawn faster. Uh, this is a small thing, but if you really want to optimize your pathing, this is also something. If you don't have any sort of side and you have to give, of course, even like on top lane, he might have to give, but it doesn't mean that he will not have the prime. So yeah, that's something to consider as a jungler, and this is very important for you to also play with your jungler, to connect with your jungle. We'll see what will happen, because actually I haven't seen the first 4 minutes. Okay, let's come back.
This corner one shot is so crazy to me, by the way. Like, I took so much damage.
Okay, you see the top lane, that this is also like I think you see that he's recalling. Your top lane is gonna be off tempo. Poppy might have a move on the map, and with TPE she might just do something on the map. And something to mention again is that recall timer from the enemy bot lane, very obvious one. Of course, after the death of Aphelios, around here I think I joined or something. Uh, so it was also very important because this is like obvious that she will be coming here, and for all of you, it's important to call the karma is gonna be having some free time. Now for you, what do you like need to think as a team?
The Drake.
Yeah, what do you want to do with the Drake, and how you want it
Well,
to?
we want to take it, obviously.
Yeah, like it's always cool to take everything, but
Yeah.
sometimes we need to
Well,
be more realistic, and sometimes it's just better for your tempo on the map, for your lane states, to just leave the Drake, and you don't like with the like also by analyzing the draft, then you are able to like judge if if you are able to fight, of course you need to press tab and think about this as well, because now you are strong. But yeah, like you need to know that my Wukong needs the ultimate, and we need that spell, we need someone here, we need the prior from here. And this is also comes from like understanding the draft. And I want you to be very realistic about the fights. Today we had a bunch of fights that were like off, and like the first call was off, or maybe we'll see as well, because we will just have to judge whether the fight is like justified, if there was a chance, or what was the percentage for the whole play.
Mm.
You are doing the cross map, and in here you need to be aware about the cross map. If Wukong is coming right now top lane, and he is like probably planning what to do next. Of course, some plays are like reactive, but you need to be aware what you want to do on the map. And even right now, if you have something like this, you know the Wukong is here, you know that the dragon is standing here, you don't know where the Skarner is, but you can expect him to be on bot lane, and now you have to think, what do we do with that map statement? If we are crossing, then first of all, if this is good for us, if taking the top lane is good for us for giving the dragon, and if yes, then on what terms? Because sometimes it might be a timer for you to roam on like to swap the lanes top with bot. Because again, if your win condition is on bot lane, not on top lane, then you want the win condition to be always around the play that, or always around the part of the map that is like the active part. So sometimes, I'm not saying that in this particular action, you need to be prepared for that, especially if there is a threat with dive or something like this. And again, you will play differently with like Ornn, and differently with bottom, and differently with like carry top lane. Here, I think that actually this is very dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, not even you, Philip, but now what is very dangerous?
Well, we
You,
know that's corner spots.
yeah. The fact that he's not going there after they chunked you for this HP, this is wild for me.
Yeah. Well,
Eh,
obviously, I like in the hindsight, I don't think I should have held away. I should just have tanked it. Because like if they played well here, should have been back with Aphelios on full HP, and they could have probably not dive us. But when I did this, I kind of flipped the whole game. You know, if Skarner used his brain, the Aphelios would have been cooked.
Yeah, I mean, I think like with the fact that he has ultimate, they are able to kill him even with his flash,
Yeah.
and he, if they don't fuck up, then he's always like that. They just need to close the range, click W on Karma, wait with E and ultimate with Skarner, and then put him in the chompers, and he's dead anyway. So this is very dangerous from you, and not
Yeah.
only by making that particular play, because I think that they could even dive you. Like, or maybe try to use your like to take your summoners, because like Aphelios and Rakan is like not so good without their ultimates. We also need to see of the weapons are good, and that's maybe the one part, and that's why also I just think that you need to think more about like the cross maps and swapping. And I know the quests, blah blah blah, but if you will reswap, and if you will just play with the tempo that you get from the swap, then you should be all right. And by swapping, you can just avoid having the very like risky situation. And as you said, it was very flippy, and in that particular game, it was not the case. Like it was, they didn't punish it, but with better players, or even like with worse players, sometimes they might judge some punish something like this, and you need to be very careful. And if you are about to like do something like this, then immediately you can call, especially that he wants to recall in some way. Of course, they are preparing this, but like if this kill won't really matter for the team, then just avoiding the risky situation of bot lane by putting bot lane on like one, especially this is the cannon wave, then this is a very good timer for you to just press B, go immediately top, or in this time, if it was called, he's already recalling, and he just TP's bot, or just goes on foot. I think he should go on foot, and then you can play with the tempo from the swap and reswap this after the play is done, or maybe even if the timing is gonna be all right, then maybe even play for the grabs or invade the jungle here. especially when you know the scanner is on bot lane after the notification, which you would get after a bit of time. And also think about the situation on mid lane. Right now, Frezi could easily call the fact that Ryze is not able to play on lane. He has no TP. He can just take the base and like tank a few minions. But again, like the whole jungle is here, and Frezi has a total prio, like total with the items that he has. He's able to just hold the situation like this for next 3 minutes, and this is just so good for you. So again, if your jungler is going top side, if there is a situation that is risky on bot side, you are completely like legal. It's completely legal to swap to top lane even without completing the quest, and you will reswap it after, and by that you can take more or avoid dangerous situations. And really look for those. I know this is like very advanced, and you need to look and see a few things. You first of all, like a lot of times I call like some swaps, and this is like weird for people, but also look how many times without even calling that, you saw the wave. You saw when you were recalling, he was recalling, like he has had a timer to recall, and you see how easy it was. Like one word, just swap, and you are completely you've done completely good swap. There is no need for preparation, because a lot of times the swap is preparing like the itself,
Yeah.
in terms of like you just when you want a recall, it's the same, like you do the same thing that you do when you want a swap. And a lot of times, if there is just a bit of synchronization between top and bot, you will have a great timer to do that. And y of course, it's much harder to do those on early phases of the game, but after like a bit of time, it's much easier for you to do so. Um, and by taking mm, the kill by Wukong, it won't change the game. It won't, because Wukong is completely reliable on his ultimate, and he's not able to do as much without his ultimate. He's not just able to walk anywhere and just kill everything. So it won't change the outcome of the game. And with the scaling that you have, and the scaling that they have as well, like the Jinx is scaling super well. Of course, Ryze is a objectively scaling champion. Maybe versus like this and this, it's not like so good, but still he will be dealing a lot of damage. And with dragons, it's gonna be much harder for you to play against them. And delaying, as you know how it will end up, like one single Drake here was, I think they have stolen this, and suddenly the whole situation on Nashor would totally, like, we would not even like discuss if it was better to go on Nashor here or on Dragon, because this would not be a thing with playing better. And also, look, when you're playing those type of comps, uh, by default you will have to give in early game. But here, like, this is not so fucked up for you. Like, those are quite like similar champions. I would even say that Victor is stronger, like early on, because he just deals more damage. Also like the itemization is a bit like better for Victor. So I think that what you should do is to look for the early dragons, and look for the timers for it, to just take it for free, because a lot of times there will be a timer for you to take it for free. And also, like, again, remember about the prep before the objective, but I think that's like the habit right now for you to just prepare it. um, in this game, I've seen a few times that, of course, Aphelios was overextending, um, or it was just like hitting it once, it wouldn't be much of an issue. But sometimes, like, a bit of like movement thing, like hitting it once would be all right. I mean, not even here. Like here, you can't really do much because there is no the thingy on the turret.
Yeah.
So overall, I think that, especially right now, you just click tab. Click tab and just look on the map, and you know that even if it's gonna be 3v3, like, do we really like win 100% of the times? Do we know where this corner is? But we surely know that Wukong is not there. So if we are risking the fact that Skarner is not here, then like pushing like this is just gonna be so weird. And Philip, for you, yell at Lace and just fucking like tell him if he's inting. This was just unnecessary. Like nothing, even like what could happen there?
Nothing.
Like nothing at all. And if like Rise is right now having a timer for like roaming or recall, if you just simply come back or maybe create some vision, but a lot of times you just can go fog, maybe cheese them, and maybe press recall and see what happens. What they will have. What will happen if you track the waves? You know that this is a Kana wave. This is again the timer for you to do something and maybe swap the lane if you want to put someone somewhere else. Blah blah blah. This is just an int because this is again just unnecessary. You used so much here. All the summoners, all the ults, and you are off the map for next like 2 minutes because of your ult and the
Yep.
whole situation on the map. And overall, fighting for the next 5 minutes is gonna be much harder. And you know what is coming in the next 5 minutes. In the next
Agree.
5 minutes, there is the Drake. There are the first starts are gonna be taken because like there is they are going to have lower HP. There is the
They will spawn.
the Herald as well, and now you don't have for any of those two objectives you don't have the the summoners. But if like your situation on bot lane and your situation on top lane is not looking so good, and if you can just swap those lanes and make like one of the lane good, then go for it. Of course, here you had some sort of push, but maybe on other games, look for something like this. You know that if you have the bad situation here against this, and bad situation here against this, and you have bad situation against this, but a good situation against this, then put yourself in the best possible situation for you. And just play with this type of. Of course, I'm not saying that this game, blah blah blah. Let's look back.
But yeah, this one was bad by me. And then like as a team also we fucked up here, I think. Sorry. Yeah, I need to speak into the microphone.
No, like I agree. There were multiple things that everyone probably did wrong.
I mean, first
Like,
of all, this is like the result and aftershock of the situation on bot lane that happened with the summoners. And I think with the ultimate as well, because as I remember, you had no ultimate as Rakan. So this is like one thing, because overall, like you have the tempo for the dragon, which you were saying right, and as well you had the mid prio. Okay, let's see how.
This one.
Okay.
I mean, here I'm getting some greening for plates, but I didn't think Skarner would go on me. Like I thought they would just drop this objective, it didn't. Like, because we were calling this like late things. But like it's really bad that I ult here. I don't know. Like this is just panic ult. If I just flash out, it's probably fine.
So now both of the situations combine, and you have, and overall you don't have this as well. You don't have, and then you decide to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, the bot prior is cool, but the bot prior won't be there. And like, as I said, like the preparation for the team fight is super cool. But if you just lose the team fight anyway, then like the preparation doesn't mean that you need to take the fight, and you need to click the tab and judge what happened. And like, of course, you know that you didn't play best. The bot lane knows that they fucked up, but like, you just need to be like play with it. Like, you know that this situation is bad, and we have to give. Then give. It's better to
Yeah.
give one dragon than give 3 lives and a dragon, and then another kill, another turret, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I think. I don't know if this is like a lace problem or like he will just talk every fight. Like he is 10k gold ahead on enemy AD carry. So it's impossible for me to tell if he's actually strong or not because he will just lie. Like he will just blatantly lie and say, "Oh, I'm really strong, guys.
Okay.
Like look, play with me. I'm really strong."
That is kind
And
of
it's like he has item
But
advantage
yeah.
here, sure.
But
But I had no idea that we have no ults, no summoners on bot. Like I know I can press tab and see that, but I feel like that can be communicated.
yeah, and you know what? A lot of times, no one is realistic. Like someone aims totally, and you're like, no, that's fine, do that again. Yeah, do that. And like, of course, you do not say that like something like this, but you say that in like literally like inting under the turret and like doing something completely illegal. Like, and everyone is like, no, chill, bro. Nothing happened, and like something happened, and I know we are having very cool like atmosphere, blah blah blah. But if we really want to win, like things like this needs to be like called like they are. Like it's int, then call it an int. If you are not able to fight because you don't have summoners, blah blah blah. If you're not strong, call that you are not strong. Without those things, you this is like you can't really do anything. And the same with Frizzy right now with Ultimate Flash. And as you said, this needs to be communicated that we just like all the people are pressing tab, and maybe Frezzy will call that Philip has known this. Maybe Vegan will call Lace, maybe Lace will call Frezzy, and suddenly we work as a team, and we are able to judge. Because I don't see a point of taking that fight, and especially that if you feel like the enemy can't fight you, and if that's a good thing, but like as well you think that you are not really sure about if you are able to fight them, then you can just leave it and maybe they will not take it and fight for the prep again, maybe use the teleport or something like this. But with also the tempo from Poppy, and like it's always gonna be bad for you, and the fight is gonna be super close. Even I'm not saying that you can't win that, but I think that winning that is super hard. You need to play that perfectly, and you still will lose someone and something. In here, like you would need Orn, like maybe Orn would change, I think, but as well they can follow up with TP from Poppy. But as you said, like this needs to be communicated, and we need to be realistic as a team.
I mean, he knows that the play is bad if you look at it in the game. Like, if you look at it at the post game, he'll know that it's bad play. But in game, I don't know why he doesn't see.
I think a lot of times we are trying to be so like of course greedy, but we're just overextending without like realization that like nothing really like staying there and risking my life is just for nothing.
Yep.
And if we would change, like especially like the same goes with that, like even the solo kill here, like you have some sort of like, I don't know, maybe he was not aware that she would be able to kill him or something, but like I don't see Orn taking anything from that solo kill. And if Poppy kills him there, he's fucked up totally. And the whole statement of the top side is fucked up. And the same goes with like other stuff. Maybe here, I want to say Freddy here. How much of the overstay was that? If you could have.
Press tab and press
Okay.
X.
I'm thinking if this wave was necessary for.
I don't know. I want to know what the items. That was. Can you press tab and X? No. Okay, I missed briefing. Yeah. That's nothing. This wave.
Okay, because you're thinking. I think that it's completely fine for you to just put this wave under the
Yeah,
turret
I
and
can
click
click now and
run
I get my
auto.
needlessly large anyways. So I don't know.
And just leave after that. And
Yeah,
I know
100%.
that you might be thinking that, of course, you are seeing this differently. You might be thinking like that nothing can happen there, but again, this is like a tempo play that if you will stay for another wave and they will suddenly be here, then you are not able to like you maybe got another wave under the turret or something. Maybe they lost more, but if you really think about what will happen, then you lost the one wave of tempo for one wave for them to be lost. Of course, this is a huge value, and if you can do this for free, then this is good. But if you're risking something, because right now, if you're just recalling, then you can open and do something here with other like pick, like for example Ari.
I mean, yeah.
Uh,
Basically, it's just like I'm coin flipping 300 gold to either team, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
not worth it.
And if you stay there, then with your HP, you are not able to, for example, Rise TP is here. You're not able to play the lane for a long time, or I'm not even sure if you're able to play anyway with the long lane in his ultimate and his shoes.
I don't know. I still didn't think that Poppy would open. I was thinking that Rise would TP. I would walk back. I would recall, and then I'd just walk out again, and I'd be strong. But I don't
Okay.
know why I didn't recognize Poppy as a champion in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember when Poppy was walking at me, I was like, "Oh wait, there's a Poppy in the game." That is actually what I like. That's actually the thought I had in my head. Yeah, when the Poppy clicks on me, I'm like, "Oh, I'm dead," because I know as soon as Poppy shows on my screen, I know I'm dead. But I didn't even like. I don't know why I wasn't. I guess I wasn't
and
in the game.
those little like individual sometimes misplays or just not thinking, again, this cost us the whole prep around here, the whole like tempo. This fight, like if you are aware of what is happening, and to be totally honest, this fight is like not like engaging totally, but like just fighting, slow chasing, poking is creating some kind of opportunity for you to do something, especially if you like track the Jinx and if you know that she's not there.
This is bad because I'm dead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like
After
his plan
TP,
was to save like Vegan, right? It was very
Yeah,
good.
I understand why you're fighting, but like Aphelios is ghosting into this fight.
Yeah, he will step click forwards again when we run out as well.
okay, if we see that kind of TP, then immediately like we have to like call that and like adjust our plan. I
Yep.
think that Lace entered so hard here.
Yep.
with the positioning. Those steps just killed him because he played like there is no rice tipping, even though it just flew over his screen, and you have this on on ward. So I think that this play was not like so bad, and you were actually quite close to get something or just poke them. So maybe you can join with
Like
Victor.
yeah, it's all good. Like we saved egg and got out. That was the
Yeah, maybe
key at least.
you still have to give the dragon, but the dragon was
Yeah.
actually like the result of the what happened on bot lane with
Yep.
Frezi. But like this whole thing, the three guys dying and wasting another like ult, this was totally unnecessary. Then like good catches, very good fight, and we're talking about this. Uh, and of course, with the soul, it's super hard to judge what is like what will be the outcome. I
Mhm.
think that with the scaling that you have, the Orn that is right now gonna be much stronger because of his passive. Victor just completed second item. Aphelios will be completing his first. You both are starting completing third item. You are going to be back after this fight. A lot of shutdowns as well. You need to judge, and like I think that the safer option is of course not giving the dragon, and just right now if you need to recall, as we talked about the timer here, if you need to recall, then just recall. Rakan can maybe clear the vision. He needs the wards, blah blah blah, and you can prepare mid lane, bot lane, and play for the fight, or play for the dragon. But if you like want to totally accelerate the game and win from being just better in team fights, blah blah blah, then I think that it's completely legal in this situation to go like you did, to get the Nashor, to get the tower. I mean, this tower would be dead anyway. If you get the Nashor, this is dead anyway, uh, especially with the thingy thing on this. So if you really think about what you need to do right now, then if you go dragon anyway, then Nashor anyway, then this is the either way. So like taking this, of course, I think that Victor could just stay there, and Aphelios should run as quickly as possible. And I completely understand why Vegan was like yelling here, because like Aphelios, like he doesn't care about like Rakan, Orn. He just needed Aphelios on that. And the fact that Lace was so late on that, I'm not saying that it would change that much, but in some games it would. I think
I
maybe
feel like I
someone
can't disrupt this wave.
could have, if they are still on here, then either you are joining them or you are calling for someone to be around.
I think, yeah.
But in these situations, I think that it's completely legal for you to just go and join your team. And you're not risking anything. Maybe they will get the push, but with the Nashor and with the tempo from Nashor, you will completely like get the tempo back. So it should not be a big thing. And now you just dodge the fight. Of course, you gave the dragon. You got a super good team fight. And after the whole thing, before Aphelios dies, because
This was crazy.
he has another item in base, you are almost like an item, another item here, another item here. You are completely fine in the game. And with the scaling from Orn's passive, you are completely like fine, and you can play even with the shields. But then like they just ended. That's it. Like, to be honest, that the whole game is just summarize of the game for everyone. Int from that play and a little int on mid lane, then you are not able to really fight for the dragon, but you take the fight anyway. You lose totally. Then there is some little happenings on the map, but then Frezi is getting caught on side lane. You're not able to fight for the dragon. You fight it anyway. You die there. Then you have a comeback. Blah blah blah. Lace ints 2 times, and the game's over. But what we need to surely focus on, and what we have like the biggest impact on, is the mid game, to be honest. And that's the thing that we should care about, to make sure that on mid game we are not getting caught, and that we are taking the fight that we are supposed to take. But of course, if we will be getting, there's like, first thing is that we should not get caught, and then there is the thing that we should not fight for the fight that we are not able to fight.